British colonial expansion didn't always look like a slow, bureaucratic creep. In the south, it ran directly into a professional cavalry line. In the late 18th century, the East India Company encountered the state of Mysore, an organized kingdom led by Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan. Mysore operated as a modernized military power, deploying European-style drills and iron-cased rockets, while using state monopolies on goods like sandalwood to squeeze British revenue, effectively severing the empire's inland routes to the coast. It took 4 wars for the British to finally breach the fortress of Srirangapatna in 1799. With Tipu Sultan dead in the breach, the empire believed they had secured total control over the region. Instead, destroying the centralized government simply decentralized the conflict. The fall of the state triggered 50 years of scattered, unpredictable uprisings across the territory. The first to capitalize on the 1799 power vacuum was Dondiya Wagh, a former cavalry soldier who gathered the remnants of Tipu's defeated army into a private force. Wagh relied on extreme mobility. His troops rapidly launched hit-and-run strikes against static British garrisons across multiple territories. To stop him, the British coordinated a massive manhunt, pulling in Maratha and Hyderabad reinforcements just to corner his single faction. As battlefield warfare subsided, the British shifted to legal pressure, using loopholes to deny the rights of adopted heirs and annexing smaller kingdoms into the empire. In 1824, Queen Chennamma of Kittur challenged this policy. She refused to surrender the rights of her adopted heir or hand over the royal treasury to British agents. When the British attempted to seize her fort, Chennamma met them with armed resistance. In the initial battle, the British political agent Thackeray was killed. While Chennamma was eventually captured and imprisoned, the spirit of the rebellion moved into the shadows. Her loyal soldier, Sangolli Rayanna, immediately organized a new phase of the fight. Rayanna targeted the economic machinery of the British occupation. He led 500 men to loot offices and treasuries. By dismantling the formal Mysore army, the British had traded a conventional war for a persistent, exhausting insurgency. Tensions increased in the 1830s as the British dethroned the rulers of Kodagu and enforced a system of heavy taxation on the general population. This pressure triggered the Amara Sulya rebellion of 1837. This wasn't a royal uprising. It was led by a farmer named Putabasappa. By promising to roll back taxes on salt and tobacco, Putabasappa organized the local peasantry into a force that successfully seized several government offices. The peasant army marched on the coastal hub of Mangalore, looting the British treasury at Bantwal as they advanced. While the empire eventually executed leaders like Wagh and Putabasappa, this wave of grassroots resistance demonstrated that the region could not be held by military force alone. Recognizing that traditional warfare and guerrilla strikes were met with overwhelming military retaliation, native leadership adapted their strategy. The British restored the Wodeyar dynasty to a reduced, landlocked territory known as the Mysore princely state. The royal family used this limited autonomy to challenge British dominance through a new medium, proving native competence through governance and infrastructure. This vision centered on Krishnaraja Wodeyar IV, who steered Mysore toward a status the world would come to call a model state. His administration abolished fees in all primary schools and oversaw the electrification of Bangalore, making it the first city in India to have power. To reduce colonial reliance, the state built its own industrial base, establishing factories for steel, cement, and paper. They also fostered intellectual independence, establishing the Indian Institute of Science to ensure native advancement in technology and research. Opposition in Karnataka was a cycle of constant adaptation. When state warfare was crushed, it became a decades-long insurgency, and when the insurgencies were quelled, it became a quiet proof of sovereignty through governance, forcing the world to recognize native competence.